All right, today we're diving into the darkest corners of cinema. We're looking at 10 psychological thrillers that flew so far under the radar, they're basically in witness protection. These aren't safe, predictable movies. Oh no, these are the ones that will truly mess with your head, questioning your own shadow. Spoiler free, but sanity, not guaranteed. Let's get weird. First up, picture this. You get this new state-of-the-art AI companion. It's supposed to make your life perfect, right? It learns you, it helps you, it's your new best friend. But then, it starts learning a little too much. It anticipates your thoughts, finishes your sentences, and suddenly it's not just helping you, it's replacing you. The paranoia in this movie is off the charts. It's that slow burn dread where you start to feel like you're the crazy one. Every single interaction becomes this high-stakes game of, is this thing sentient or am I just losing it? It's a total mind-bender that asks, what happens when the thing designed to serve you decides it can be you, but better? The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and that ending, it's the kind of thing you'll be staring at your ceiling thinking about for days. I'm telling you, this is the sci-fi nightmare you didn't know you needed. This absolute trip is called Companion. Okay, next, we're going from sleek tech to the most terrifying place on Earth, the Australian outback. This movie is about a bachelor party, but forget the funny hijinks. This is what happens when toxic masculinity goes on a camping trip and things get primal. The whole vibe is just unsettling. It's like everyone is smiling, but their eyes are screaming. The bride-to-be joins her fiancé and his buddies, and what's supposed to be a fun weekend turns into this bizarre, almost cult-like ritual of male bonding. You feel her isolation, her confusion, her growing terror as the guys get stranger and stranger. The director makes you feel like you're right there, trapped in the woods with them with no way out. It's not about jump scares, it's about the horror of social dynamics and the dark stuff that hides just beneath the surface of boys will be boys. The whole film is a pressure cooker, and you're just waiting for it to explode. The name of this deeply disturbing party is BIRDEATER. Okay, get ready to not sleep for a week. There's a new horror flick from the people who made Talk to Me, and if you saw that, you know we're in for some serious trauma. The plot is under wraps, but the whispers I'm hearing are insane. It's about a couple whose child mysteriously dies, and they're given a terrifying offer. A ritual that will let them inhabit their child's body for one day to say goodbye. But there's a catch, of course there is. They can't let the child's spirit stay past the deadline. This is a classic be careful what you wish for setup, but cranked to 11. The sheer emotional agony of that premise alone is enough to give me chills. It's that blend of soul-crushing grief and supernatural terror that just hits different. You know it's a bad idea. You're screaming at the screen for them to just stop, but you also can't look away. It promises to be an absolute gut punch of a movie, the kind that will emotionally wreck you in the best way possible. This one is called Bring Her Back. Okay, let's talk about the price of beauty. This next film is a body horror masterpiece, and I am not exaggerating. It's got Demi Moore looking incredible, and it asks a terrifying question. What if you could transfer your consciousness into a younger, better version of yourself? But here's the twist. Your original body doesn't just disappear. You have to maintain it, keep it alive, while you're out living your best new life. And what happens when the original you starts to feel a little neglected, resentful? It's a grotesque, gory, and surprisingly funny look at society's obsession with youth. The visuals are stomach-churning in the most artistic way possible. It's Cronenberg-level weird. Think of it like a Faustian bargain, but instead of selling your soul to the devil, you're outsourcing it to a younger model, and the commute back to your old body is a real killer. This movie is wild, it's disgusting, and I absolutely loved every second of it. This beautifully horrific creation is The Substance. Okay, moving on to something that's less gory, but just as psychologically twisted. This one feels like a dark, sweaty fever dream. It's about a high-powered CEO who starts an affair with her much younger intern. Sounds like a familiar trope, right? Wrong. This movie takes that concept and just warps it into something deeply uncomfortable and utterly captivating. It's not about a simple power dynamic. It's about obsession, desire, and the messy, blurry lines between professional and personal lives. The film has this hazy, almost surreal quality to it where you're never quite sure what's real and what's just in the characters' heads. It's a slow-motion train wreck you can't look away from. The tension isn't about will they get caught, but more about how far will they go before they completely unravel. It's a deeply unsettling character study that will stick with you long after the credits roll. This steamy psychological mess is called BABYGIRL. By the way, if you're enjoying this descent into madness with me, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you want to keep finding these hidden gems together, make sure you subscribe to Filmflix so you don't miss our next movie night. It helps a ton and I'd love to have you in the crew. Thanks, you're the best. Now back to the insanity. Okay, let's switch gears to a classic haunted house story, but with a twist that is so simple yet so brilliant, it makes the whole genre feel new again. A family moves into a new house, and you guessed it, things start getting weird. But here's the genius part. The entire movie is shot from the perspective of the ghost. We are the presence in the house. We watch the family move in. We see their lives unfold. We float through the rooms. We are the thing that goes bump in the night. It completely flips the script. Instead of us being scared of the ghosts, we become the ghost, and we watch this family's fear and confusion grow from a detached, almost curious point of view. It goes from being spooky to being incredibly sad and existential. It's a ghost story that's less about the scares and more about loneliness, memory, and what it means to be an unseen observer. This clever, haunting film is titled Presence. This next one is for everyone who loves a good cat and mouse game. Two young missionaries show up at a man's door ready to spread the good word. Big mistake. Huge. The man invites them in, and what follows is not a conversation about faith, but a twisted, sadistic game of survival. He forces them to question everything they believe in, not through debate, but through a series of terrifying tests. The whole movie is basically a three-person play set in one house, and the claustrophobia is real. It's a battle of wits and wills that is just relentless. You have Hugh Grant, who is usually so charming, playing this absolutely unhinged tormentor, and it is a sight to behold. It's not about gore, it's about psychological torture. It's about watching someone's entire belief system get dismantled piece by piece in the most brutal way imaginable. This intense theological thriller is called HERETIC. Alright, let's get a little weird, shall we? This one is from Yorgos Lanthimos, the director of Poor Things and The Lobster, so you know we're in for a bizarre ride. This is an anthology film, 3 separate stories with the same cast, including Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. The stories are strange, they're funny in a very dark and awkward way, and they'll make you say, "What did I just watch?" more than once. One story is about a man trying to escape a cult leader, another is about a cop whose missing wife returns but seems different. And the last is about a search for a spiritual guru. They don't seem connected, but they all share this off-kilter reality where human behavior is just slightly, unsettlingly wrong. It's less of a thriller and more of a humanity is weird comedy of errors. It's absurd, it's brilliant, and it's totally unique. If you like movies that make you think and laugh uncomfortably, this is your jam. This masterpiece of odd is Kinds of Kindness. Alright, let's talk about love. And by love, I mean a twisted, obsessive, I will follow you to the ends of the earth and maybe wear your skin kind of love. This movie is about a man who abandons his family to follow his lover on a journey through the mountains. She's a member of this avant-garde theater group and he just tags along like a lost puppy. But this isn't a sweet romance. It's a dark comedy about the absurdity of infatuation. The whole thing is shot in this grainy, old-school style that makes it feel like you found some lost, cursed film from the 70s. The humor is pitch black, and the characters are all just delightfully unlikable. It explores that thin line between passionate devotion and straight-up stalking. It's funny, it's cringy, and it's just got a raw, chaotic energy that is just infectious. You'll be laughing one minute and then feeling deeply concerned the next. This bizarre love story is called Die My Love. Finally, we have one that's not a thriller in the traditional sense, but trust me, the psychological weight of this film is heavier than any jump scare. It's a Brazilian film that took me completely by surprise. This is the true story behind the 2024 film I'm Still Here, Ainda Estou Aqui, directed by Walter Salles. It is set in Brazil in 1971 during a military dictatorship and explores the profound themes of authoritarianism, love, and grief. The film revolves around Eunice Paiva, a mother and activist coping with the forced disappearance of her husband, a former politician.
Fernanda Torres delivers an unmissable performance in the lead, with the cast that also includes Fernando Montenegro and Selton Mello. The film follows Eunice as she must reinvent herself and find a new path for her family amidst the dictatorship, resulting in a slow, meticulous, and heartbreaking portrayal of a life stolen by injustice and the incredible resilience of the human spirit.
And that's our list, 10 movies that will stick in your brain for a long, long time. What did you think? Are there any you're dying to see? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear all your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out and getting weird with me tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next movie night. Stay spooky.